Sure, there are abilities that are great to use in combat, but they also sometimes have special uses that will make your life way easier. So in this video I want to highlight some things that people reached out to me about, that we found out ourselves about these abilities, and of course also where you can get them. So a ton to go over. A like on the video would really help me out. And let's go. As you might know, I'm doing a weekly Helix credit pack giveaway. Click the link in the pinned comment if you want to participate, and you have to be a subscriber of this channel before you enter. And as already announced in the previous video, Pancake won the previous giveaway. Now, this is of course his alias, and I will reach out to the next winner next week. Let's start with the Incendiary power trap ability that when shooting it will set the enemies ablaze, killing them very easily. Or if enemies are close to each other, they will both catch fire and just run around while taking damage over time. It's also satisfying to use this from a range and then just throw the enemies from high places. But it's a trap after all, so you can also put it on the ground and then enemies walk into it. And with the upgrade to this ability, it will even detonate a second time. So if the enemy did not die from the first hit, it will explode again, or when another group of enemies walks into the same trap that already exploded for someone else, they will take damage too. It's a pretty fun ability to toy around with, especially in a fire build I would imagine, but I now use this ability the most for something else. Because with this you can namely bypass breakable walls. So normally when you see one of these walls you have to look around for an explosive jar that you can then throw against the wall to open it up. Well, now for just one adrenaline bar you can just use this ability instead and skip that whole puzzle. So doing this will save you a ton of time. So yes, the only thing you need is one adrenaline bar, and I get this question quite often, but I talked about it in my best skills video as well, like how do you get more of these adrenaline bars? Well, in the skill line, and I talked about this in my best skills video as well. So search for these bigger adrenaline nodes to increase the amount of adrenaline you have. And for the Incendiary trap ability, you need to go over here on the map in Shire. Maybe you already got it because you need to go here for one of the main story missions as well. And the second one, the upgrade, it's not needed for the breakable walls, but it's still nice to get. It's in Sussex over here on the map, a 160 level region. For this you have to climb to the top, move something out of the way, and then go down to get it. And then you never have to pick up an explosive jar again as long as you got one adrenaline bar. And there's also a tactic to skip bar doors. Two actually, but let's start with the ability first. The dive of the Valkyries that you maybe already have because it's in Shire over here on the map. Totally get it, because with this ability you of course jump onto the enemy and deal some nice damage. But the upgrade is even better, because that inflicts stun damage within a larger radius. So also setting things ablaze, for example, when they are close by, instantly killing enemies as well. Or actually put multiple enemies on fire when doing this ability when I had the flaming attack skill active. So this totally makes for a great warrior AoE attack. But that is not even the best use for this ability. Gaming King 7 on my Discord, that you can by the way join via the link in the pinned comment, shared that if you use this ability when facing a barred door, you'll actually break the lock on the other side, so you don't have to find another way to open it. And I'm doing this now every time, and it only feels a bit like cheating. I think with the Incendiary trap it was intended, while this is either a really cool secret or just a bug. We will find out soon enough, because if it is not intended, I totally think that they will change it, because you can really skip a ton of puzzles now. Personally, I really like it, because I had to hit the lock countless of times already, so being able to skip it is great. But you do need to have rank 2 of the dive of the Valkyries for this, because of that radius effect. Rank 1 will not work. So to get the upgraded Dive of the Valkyries ability, we need to go over to Kent over here on the map, inside a bandit camp in a room with some fire bearers and some boars. After you take them out, you want to climb up and then follow the rope and you'll eventually get it. But if you do not have an adrenaline bar to do the Dive of the Valkyries in front of a bar door, then there is another way to open it as well, and this thanks to nearby werewolves on Reddit. If you namely equip 2 two-handed axes and then use the special heavy attack, you will also be able to like sort of clip through the door and then break the lock on the other side so you can just walk in. We tried this with other two-handed weapons as well, but it only seems to work with axes, although of course if you figured out another way to skip the bar doors, totally let me know in the comments down below or via the input@JorRaptor.com email address. And many of you actually also reached out about the awesome no fall damage tactic you can do, like for example under my best skill video where I said that the break fall skill is very nice to get, and I still think that that's the case, but there's actually a very simple tactic to ignore all the fall damage, as Rick Rock noted in the comment section. Although again, many of you reached out about this, so really thanks for that. All you need to do for this tactic is fall down and then hit the heavy attack button before you hit the ground. So they will do this air attack instead and do not take any fall damage. And this works all the time, even if you jump off from a very high mountain. So totally get it into your system, and then we're basically playing Odyssey again, where we of course did not have any fall damage too. But I also got another tip from XE in the comments saying that if you jump off anything, then press pause and then unpause the game before you hit the ground, you will also take 0 fall damage. And this is really weird. Like, I think the heavy attack tactic is like more fun to do and actually looks a little bit cool. But this pause tactic works as well. Like, what the heck is going on? We also tried the bar and door tactic with the Vengeance of Thor ability. That sadly did not work, but it's still a cool ability to get, because it's basically the charged heavy attack from the previous games. Now worse, because it costs adrenaline. And the second upgrade does add a second charge to it to make it better. And like on PlayStation 5, it's just mostly awesome to use this ability for the feedback in the trigger that you get, as I showed you in my previous Sunday video. So to get it, we want to go over here on the map to the Oxenfordshire to get the key that is in the other tower that is like next to it, behind a bar and door. So you could use the tactic here and then open the other building nearby for the ability. The second upgrade is in Gloucestershire in a bandit camp, and when you are here you want to jump down in this camp and then you will find a way inside through the tunnels to, in the end, get the second Vengeance of Thor. And this ability is of course different depending on the main weapon you are using, so it's again similar to the charged heavy attack. I like the one for the spear a lot, because you then actually like sweep around. But overall, I was curious if something like this would be in the game, and well, turns out to be an ability. Subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Valhalla if you haven't already. A like on the video would really help the channel out. Totally check out my recent video on the weekly reset and that Twitch Prime pack that you want to get now for a limited time. I'll tell you everything you need to know in that video. And for now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.